Hey, Facebook, YouTube, thanks a lot for joining on this new show called The Mental Fitness on Deek Parassini Live. As you know, I do these shows purely as a giving back to the community, and that's all, and that's my main objective. So the group Kshamta have asked me to do this show with them. So that's the reason I'm here. So just give me a couple of minutes. I'm going to join onto their group and then I'll be live. If you want to enjoy it more, come on YouTube, come on Facebook, and I will be there replying. But I've only answered your questions after everything is done, right? So, hey everybody, this is Deek Parassini here. Thanks a lot for everyone who is a part of this show. Let's give a couple of minutes for people to join, and then we will start getting into the serious topic or serious questions and whatever it is looking for, right? So today we're going to talk about mental fitness. Everything revolved around mental fitness. You know, today is the World Mental Health Day. You know, I'm kind of, sometimes I really question as to why these special days are actually made, but then it is a very good thing to look into. And let me start talking about that. Let's just give a couple of minutes for people to join, and then we will start getting into the serious stuff. I'm going to challenge you people from a lot of thought process as to what actually is mental depression and mental issues and mental fitness, and all that things will be questioned. Normally, some of my talks do even challenge science. So let's see how this goes. So I think I've talked with Smith. Thanks a lot, Smith and the Kshamta group, for giving me this opportunity to be for the second week. So initially we had the first week, and this is the second week I'm here talking about mental fitness. So yeah, so I give a quick introduction on myself. I'm a person who believes that life is all positive. There's nothing called negativity, really. There's nothing called negativity. Depression, anxiety, anger, frustration, stress, all this is actually created by ourselves. As a child, we never had all this. But then as we grow as adult, we try to hold on to things which are not supposed to hold on, and on a longer run, we tend to slowly build up these things and ask for trouble, and we put a stamp which could be some disorder in the book of psychology or psychiatrist, and then you tend to believe you have that. So I'm a person who believes that life is all positive, there's nothing called negativity, which means all these negative things are completely created by us, and only we are responsible for it. Because as a child, we are not born depressed, we are not born anxious, we are not born with a disorder. We are all born as normal human being, which knows only to love, to enjoy, to play, to have the greatest time in their life and explore the world in their own ways. But why do we change? That's the first question. So I talked with Smith and everyone in the group of Kshamta, and what they told me is that do around 30 to 40 minutes on talks, which I find is most important with regards to what people need to do. So they gave me 4 topics, which I'm going to talk about. One is the anxiety disorder, depression, and eating disorder, and suicide. These are the 4 topics which Smith gave me to talk about. But then, I told Smith that, I have a different perspective on all these things. And I kind of, rather than me talking about it, I would make you end up thinking why you shouldn't be talking about it, right? So it's going to be an interesting show. So what you can do is that is for first 1 hour, I'm going to do not 1 hour and 30 to 40 minutes. I'm going to talk about these various topics of my point of view, right? A person who believes that everything is positive, his point of view of all these concepts. So have a look at it, think about it, observe the whole scenario of what I'm actually sharing you. And then after that, the next half an hour, we'll go for question and answer. And people who are on YouTube and Facebook, I will come and reply to you after I'm done with Kshamta, right? So let's go into the serious stuff, mental fitness. Let's not talk about mental fitness first. Let's talk about the day and the celebration of the World Mental Health Day. Point number 1, there are so many days which is being selected. You have the Mental Health Day, you have Valentine's Day, you have Father's Day, you have Mother's Day, you have various other days, which actually, I really don't know why that is celebrated, but if you really look at it, it's always sponsored by corporates. So it's always sponsored. Corporate means there is some indirect marketing going on in all these special Valentine's Day or any other day. That's what I have seen. Now, people ask me, how can I talk about all these topics, right? What's my credibility? So let me give you a credibility of what I have done quickly, so that it makes meaningful to you also, right? So I've done my BSc in Business Administration from a US university. I've done my MBA from Birla Institute of Technology, India, and I've done my MSc in Business Psychology from a UK university called Heriot-Watt. That's my education. I've been working for the last 18 years. I know it's quite a long time, but I started working at the age of 18, and I'm still working as regional sales manager for Middle East and South Asia. That's the region which I cover, and that's the job which I do. So that's just my overview, and this positivity and sharing this message, coming live every day, talking to various people, is just my giving back to the community, and that's all. Giving back to the community means purely in terms of the world should benefit from what I'm sharing, and that is it. That is all I'm doing and nothing else. All my sessions are done free of charge. I've been doing for the last 3 years. If 10 years after you ask me for a session, that session will be done free of charge. I've done personal sessions. I've done chatting sessions. I've done phone call sessions. Everything will be done free of charge. That's the promise I have to the world. My pure objective is just to make this world a positive place, and that's it. That's only my mission, and that's my focus on, and that's how it goes, right? So now let me go back onto the special days and celebrations and all that thing. So you have your Mother's Day. You buy a gift for your mother on your Mother's Day. So my question here is, your mother is not your mother on the other days? You should not give the love and time on the other days. Only on the special Mother's Day, you have to give that Mother's Day gift. Who's making money? Corporates. They just want you to buy that special gift, the special card, the special, what do you say, the ring or whatever it is, and influence you in such a way. And you have mother special discounts, you have mother special, gifts, which is especially if you're a mother, you get special discounts. Mothers who are all mothers gets all these special discounts. Guys, all these special days are created by big corporates to make that day very special, so that they can sell more product into your system and they become rich and you get utilized in the marketing principle system. So I hope you understand that the core of all these special days are just purely marketing and nothing more. Love your mother every day. Valentine's Day should be celebrated every day with people who you love. Give them enough time. Give them that quality time which you can. And that is what is this days which you have to celebrate. Guys, don't wait for a special day to give a hug to your mother. Hug your mother every day if you can. It doesn't matter. Go and hug. If you have your husband, wife, go and hug. Don't wait for these special days to come to make it something very special. And who makes money again? The corporate. So get this point very clear onto your head. So then you will come to understand the Heart Day, celebrated by the heart companies, the heart hospitals. Mental Health Day, celebrated by the, celebrated by the psychiatrists and the psychologists of the world. So everyone gets tested, right? What's the speciality of all these days? You have your diabetics day. Let's say a diabetics day, right? I think there is one day called diabetics day. You guys are the science guys, but I've heard it sometimes, right? So you have the diabetics day. That day, everyone goes and tests, right? And people who are living happily, people who are having a great time will go and test it. And somewhere they'll be the borderline, oh, I have diabetes. And then they cut down what they're eating, then they change their eating pattern, and then they tend to believe that they have diabetes, and then they go on to the diabetic world of life. Guys, one thing, and the first most important thing is, please don't get into the marketing side of things. There's tons of marketing being done. There's tons of marketing which is being worked out. So make sure you work it from that point of view, because what you don't understand is that is you're being sold by such beautiful marketing principles that you would believe that you have this. Okay, so that's the special days, even though today is the World Mental Health Day. Okay, just to give you an overview of how I see these days actually make no difference to anyone. It is just corporates trying to use you to manipulate you or your life in future. That's point number one. So that's it. That's a quick talk about the days. Now, next, let's talk about depression, mental disorder, anxiety, and all these beautiful medical, clinical words which the medical field has brought into this world. I know you guys are all from the pharmaceutical side of things, but just listen to my whole talk, and then we can have a counter challenging questions with regards to that. Actually, sometimes I tell people I'm the wrong people to bring me when there is a depression or a disorder topic. Okay, I'm a person who believes that depression doesn't exist. Depression doesn't exist means, for me, as I say, negativity doesn't exist. Same way, for me, depression doesn't exist. Now, when you go and look at the dictionary meaning of depression, when you go and look at the dictionary meaning of depression, it normally says sitting at a sad state. Everyone in the world have sat in a sad state. There's nothing new about it. You have ups and downs in life. So when a baby cries, would you tell that the baby is depressed? You'll never say baby is depressed. But if you go in the English dictionary, you can call him he's depressed. That's point number one. The other thing what you're going to understand with regards to depression is that when generally something wrong happens in your life, somewhere around, you're unable to manage the situation. And when you can't manage the situation, you have to blame something. So you tend to find that the best word to blame and used as a victim is say that I'm depressed. That is the second point you got to be very careful with. Now, the third point, let me tell you about depression. Once, for example, most of the girls and boys who come to me is generally they're having a breakup issue. And I think 60% of the requests of people who have problems and depression and suicide normally comes with a breakup issue. That's point number one. So if they are coming with a breakup issue and they're depressed, if they know how to understand the whole scenario of that situation and understand why this breakup has happened, understand what they have to learn from these concepts, won't they have the power to get out of that depression? So just really think about the situation. Okay, let me not go into more detail on that. For me, why I say depression doesn't exist is depression is something you're holding on to, right? Why depression? Depression equates to sitting at a sad state. Why do you, when you hold up fire? So the best example I give for depression, you're holding on to fire. You look at the fire and you say, oh, I like the orange color. Oh, I like the flame movement. It looks so good to my eyes. You tend to observe it in such a way, holding on. Your hand is being burned, but you still hold on to the fire. You still hold on to that. You're burning. Slowly, this fire gets into your brain. That is when you say you are depressed, right? And why do you say you're depressed? Because somewhere around you start burning your hand. Plus you have overthinking. You have a lot of time. You think it up more and more and get it more complicated. Now, the more you start thinking, slowly, you take it to your heart. Heart means with your mind, you try to compress the heart. Heart only knows to love. Heart only knows to beat. Heart only needs to be free and wants to give you that freedom which the heart is looking for. But what happens here is that your mind compresses that heart. The heart wants to beat, but compresses the heart. Heart gets frustrated and heart says, guys, leave this world. I'm done with this world. I want to die. So that's the general process of how a suicide takes place. You hold on to the fire burns your heart, and the fire of your mind burns your heart. And that is how you get into the suicide side of things. I hope this is the process which I have understood. I've talked to a lot of kids in my last 3 years to 4 years, me doing it. I've removed many people out of depression. I literally know a girl who was standing in front of the railway station with the mobile, going to jump, chatting with me. My hands were literally shivering when I was talking to her. Because you never know, when the mobile is checked, the last person chatting was with me and she goes and jumps and the cops looks at the phone and then I'm done, right? So I was really scared, but then still someone has come forward to me. I'll try my best to help in the best possible way, made her out of that, and she's still alive. That's all I can tell you. She didn't suicide and I saved the life, right? So all thanks to God, I can supposed to do it. So my experience is based on a lot of talks. I know many kids who come, sir, I'm depressed, right? Who told you you're depressed? That's the first question I ask. The first question I ask is quite very simple, is who told you you have depression? The first reply, most of the replies which I get is, I saw it in Google. Guys, or the other thing what every one of the youth should know, if you open up Google, Google is the greatest marketing company or greatest, the websites, right? Not even Google. The whole concept of website is the most dangerous or the most thing on the website is that it's a marketing thing. So what happens is that is when you search on Google depression, you won't go to the dictionary meaning of depression. You normally go into the clinical depression, which only 1% of the people have. 1% means just one single percentage, which means you won't meet a clinically completely depressed person face to face. They will react in such a bad way, or they will be, dealing people with such a bad way that you can very obviously understand that this person is clinically depressed. But the point here is that is you Google, right? So you have a breakup. Your friends will say that, oh, you look very depressed. What happened? Your boy left you. And what is happening to you? Let me search about depression. So first thing is Google. Google knows everything, but Google knows also very good marketing, right? So you go and search Google. The smart people, the smart corporates, what they do is they know SEO, they know all the ways of how to be on top of that. So they sponsor different researchers and companies to write in certain articles which relates to depression and lead you to clinical depression articles. So what happens there is you go and search on Google, you search for depression, go and, if you have free time or right now, go onto Google, search for the English meaning for depression or depression's meaning. Go and open up any Oxford dictionary, you will find that it means sitting at a sad state. So I'm not blaming the science or the clinical people, but they're so smart that they use the word depression equals to clinical depression. All the articles have removed clinical out of that, clinical depression and put as depression. So directly you go into search and you come into clinical depression. The first symptom of clinical depression is you tend to, not clinical in general, okay, people tend to think you overthink a lot, right? So some breakup happened, you think a lot, and you think a lot. When you think a lot of something which is negative, your sleep pattern goes. When your sleep pattern goes, automatically you look at the second symptoms. Oh, insomnia. You can't sleep well. Okay, I have the second symptoms, which is insomnia. After that, what happens when your thinking patterns disturb, when you are on a long, and I'm getting a lot of thumbs up from all the people from the group. So it means that I'm making sense. All thanks to God for that. Thanks a lot for your feedback too, right? So what happens here is I'm seeing the comments, but I'm not responding because I was told, Summit, don't take any question until I complete the topic and the concept which I want to tell you people. So what happens there is on a longer run, you Google it. So second symptom is insomnia. After that, what happens on a longer run, you believe that slowly, when you don't sleep right, it starts affecting your diet. Then you will say that you have eating disorder. Right? Because you can't eat well. Because if you're overthinking and your sleeping pattern is destroyed, generally, next thing is automatically your body won't happily accept the food which is happening. And slowly, you have gained some disorders on the food eating habits also. And then slowly, you will feel like killing yourself because obviously your mind is disturbed, your body is disturbed, your sleep is disturbed. Why do you want to live? Obviously, you move into suiciding or those worst topics, and then slowly you go to a doctor, and the doctor goes and says that you have this disorder. And the funniest part, The greatest, funniest part, most of the people, when they go to the psychologist or the psychiatrist, have already researched the symptoms of depression or any of these disorders, and they believe they have it, and then they go and tell the doctors, I have these symptoms. What the doctor does is gives those medicine with regard to symptoms, saying that these people have these issues, and full stop. And they believe it, the doctor proves it. Now, there's no proof to prove that you have a disorder. That's the best part of clinic on the psychological side of things. There's no proof to prove that you have a disorder. It is just based on symptoms. And symptoms can be created by people if they really want to, is it not? Can't I say that my hand is aching, hand is aching, hand is aching, hand is aching, hand is aching? Right? Same way, my mind is aching, my mind is aching. You can create it also. So, that is why I say depression actually doesn't exist in my point of view, and it's much more revolving around on a bigger picture, right? So that's the main concept of how I have seen these things happen. And on a longer run, people go and I have talked to so many kids who's taking antidepressant, even their parents don't know, even their friends don't know. Some random guy gives them a recommendation, try out this tablet, and they plan out on their medicines on their own, and they have it. I've talked to many people. I've talked to 1 week ago, I talked to a girl who has OCD, literally taking medication for 1 year. I shared her a couple of videos, made her understand the concept as to why she got that, why she assumes that she has OCD. The doctor has given her OCD's medication for the last 1 year. I've talked to her and she stopped. She stopped taking the medication. I'm really scared one day some cops or some police or some medical representative is going to come and hit me. But the point here is that she's happy now. She's seeing her life differently. Guys, the concept, what you don't understand here is depression is mostly revolving around the non-acceptance or holding on to this fire which you're not supposed to hold on. If you know how to release that fire, that's why I say depression is completely created. Now, that's that one part of depression. Now, next question you'll ask me, why does this depression concept come into our life? Why does this, I'm getting 100%, thanks a lot for everyone for that comment. It is good to know. I'm getting a lot of support from the pharmaceutical people. So it's my pleasure to get those comments. Thanks a lot. I was really worried that if I tell all these concepts to the people who are studying science, they could really reject me, because I get a lot of rejections, right? When I start talking about suicide and depression and all that thing, because I just want to make the world a simple place. But sometimes getting into medical side of things, it gets too complicated. And when it gets complicated, it gets confusing. And when it gets confusing on a longer picture, it starts working against you and not for you, right? Okay, now let me give you another concept about depression, and slowly I'll get into each topics. The thing is, I can go on and on and on and keep on going on talking on these topics, but everyone has a time limit, and it works it from that point, right? So let me talk about another concept as to how this depression happens. Now, why Disha is saying, no, we really need it. Come to a college sometimes. Anytime, I'm always welcome. If you arrange a session, you have my profile, share it to your principal, get permission. I will come and do it. Right now, the COVID situation is happening, due to which I'm unable to travel because my company says not to travel. But then anywhere you have a community, you have your group, you have your clubs, anywhere you want me to come, I'll come there, do the session free of charge and go. It's full stop. I will never ever ask for money for what I'm doing. 10 years, 20 years, also if you come to me, I'll do it completely free, right? I know I'm crazy, I know I'm stupid, but still, it doesn't matter. Everyone is charging, then why not I don't charge, right? It's more revolved around that and nothing more, right? Because my sessions, I can charge 50 to 1 lakh per live sessions if I want to, easily. But then I just do it completely free of charge, right? So going back to the next point as to why depression actually is a part of the system and is being talked aloud. One thing which I don't like is nowadays celebrities have come forward and started talking about depression quite very often. Celebrities have complicated their life at such a horrible level that it is obvious they will get into different side of depressions. and work it up from that point. So let me forget that side of things. Let me take a normal person's life as to how and why depression is being talked a lot right now. Why is long time ago, I think most of you are Indians, long time ago in India, everyone used to live in a joint family. You have wins and you have loses. You have challenges, you have fights, you have brothers, cousins, all coming together, trying to hit you in different ways to make you stronger. That's one point. But now everything has moved into nuclear family and single child families. So when you're moving into a nuclear family and a single child family, there's a lot of unnecessary love, unnecessary care, unnecessary attention given to these people, because of which when they go and face the real world, they can't take the real world when they hit them. For example, Papa, I want this, Papa, I want this, Papa, I want this. Mama, I want this, Mama, I want this. My husband comes, no, I can't give it for you. Bang on, depressed. Or the wife says, no, I can't do this for you. Bang on, depressed. Your mother has been given. Now the other funniest part is, since only is one child or two child, even parents support the child even though if they're doing wrong. Because they want the parents' love. They want the children's love. They are so busy working. They have half an hour or 1 hour in a day to spend with the child. They give them, and they give them. And when the world stops giving them, they'll say, oh, I am depressed. How is this possible? My mother gave me so much love. The world is not fair. There is a lot of injustice which is going on. And go on and go on and go on. And slowly, the depression starts coming in. The reason for other thing as to why a lot of depression is happening on is this over love, this over attachment, this over care, which the family keep giving them. And when they don't get it from this world, they can't take it. You have your father loving you, you go and meet a boyfriend, and then you go and meet a boyfriend and she breaks up with you. Bang on, how is this possible? How I don't understand. He doesn't see my worth. I am worthless, so I want to leave this world and go. That's the other reason as to why all these depression happen. Now, the other side of the story is it is easy to blame a person they have a mental disorder, right? For example, I will give you a story of a girl. I talked to her maybe 2 years ago, and she was married and she has a child, and her husband suddenly passed away. So the first thing her parents told her is, you have to go and meet a psychiatrist. That's it. You have to go and meet, because after a husband dying, you will actually, have that negative vibes, and you are going to get into depression, and you have to save that. So luckily she messaged me. And she told me that this is what my parents are saying. I said, like, hold on for a second. Do you believe? So I've done talks with many kids whose father passed away suddenly, whose husband passed away suddenly, and I give them more understanding as to how they got to come out of it. And she came out of it, and she steps in. Now, why is this happening? Because parents, because the senior people don't have enough time to talk to the child or to talk to the wife or talk to the husband. They want to hand over them to a doctor, or they want to hand over the problem to a psychiatrist or a psychologist to find a quick solution. The problem is people are after this quick solution, one magical pill and one magical tablet to make a difference in their life. So what happens there? You are going to be misused in the process. So luckily, I've talked to her. She's not taking any medication. She's still happy living. She's thinking of getting married with some other person. But I told there's a lot. I had two conversations. After 2 years before, and just a couple of months ago, I talked to her. She's thinking of getting married to the second person, right? So then I told there's a different thought process, because you really have to forget your husband 100%, and then only you can get into that. So there's many ways of thinking about the existing life, right? So people make it complicated unnecessarily, but then it works it from that point. So let me go on to the serious side of things again. Many people are not getting enough time from their loved ones. That is the main reason for all the mental disorders which is happening in this world. I can sign and tell that, right? So why? Everyone is busy. The world have gone so busy that people have no time to talk to their own family. If you go in around a dining table, parents and families are talking about world news, what India is doing, what US is doing, what Trump is doing, what the Prime Minister is doing. All these conversation is constantly happening. When do ever you have a discussion, Papa, how's your office? Mama, how is home or your work? The child. So what you need to do is go and find out father's story, mother's story, mother's news, children's news, college news. Let that be the discussion. Half of the depression will be out of each family. I can assure everyone with that regards. But the point is, the world is so involved in other people's news that they forget they have a bigger crisis which is happening within their family. And when the crisis hits, it is too late to get out of it. And then you will tell that this is a mental disorder and let's treat it. It is not a mental disorder. It is just the insufficiency of love, or the insufficiency of the care, and the feeling of that I don't have anyone, which creates this mental order. For example, now let me give you some names of the disorders which I have seen, which is completely created in my point of view. I have heard this thing. I know many kids also comment, sir, I have social anxiety disorder. What is social anxiety disorder? You are a shy person. You are an introvert. That is okay to be an introvert and a shy person. Why do you actually have to have a disorder related to it? So what has happened right now is the life problems are moved into a certain disorder, and you're trying to treat that life problem with a tablet. That is what I'm against. There are people who are clinically depressed, which is 1%. They need tablets. I'm okay with it. But 99% or the remaining of you doesn't need that tablet. If the funniest part, many people tell me you have this tablet because you have this chemical imbalance, and the chemical imbalance needs to be corrected. Agreed. Clinical depression. If your mind is okay, and then you have tablets, what happened to the correct mind? It becomes imbalanced, and the more medication you take, it imbalances, and then you truly become a medical issued person, right? So see it from that point of view. There is a bigger game which is happening on, which we normal people don't know, but I'm talking to various people, my education on top of it, doing my MBA in marketing and MSc in business psychology, gives you an idea as to what is this actually happening to it, right? So Ankit is saying Disha Singh forced me for this, but it's really good. It's good. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Disha, for forcing Ankit for doing it, right? So back to the topic. So what happens there is, on a longer run, you're just believing that you have depression, and a person who believes they have that depression, it is over. That is when they truly get depressed, right? So whoever's taking medication, I'm not saying stop it, but then guys, there's much more easier way. Most of the mental disorders generally comes from the surroundings. And if the surroundings doesn't get fixed, whatever you try to do with medication, you go back onto the same surroundings, and that surroundings actually works against you and not for you. So how much of a tablet you take, you go into the messy surroundings, and then that messes you up further again. So fix the surrounding, accept the surrounding, be flexible to the surrounding. Oh, what happened there? Oh God, I got kicked out from the other side. Sorry guys. Oops, sorry, I just got kicked out from the other side. I don't know why this happened. Anyways, it happens once in a while. So just give me 1 second. Just give me a second. Sorry guys, I really don't know what happened there. I really don't know what happened there. Instagram just kicked me out from the Kshamta group. I think I just have to give a couple of minutes for them to join again, and then it will be fine, right? So I hope Instagram, this is what happened. I don't know, maybe I was giving so much of good stuffs to these people. The energy got me disconnected completely from the system. So guys, sorry Kshamta group, I don't know why Instagram just kicked me out. Now I don't think I can save it. But anyways, my Instagram is live, my YouTube, Facebook is live. So in case if you missed most of the part, I don't know. I don't know why. So I think the energy, sometimes negativity won't leave, positivity supersede. And that's the best example. I don't know why. Instagram just kicked me out Kshamta Live's thing. But anyways, that'll be saved. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm Instagram, on my Instagram. So yeah, that's the power of negativity. They will hit positive once in a while. We just have to come back harder at the end, right? So that's the beauty of life. It happens. Whenever I talk about love and breakup, I've seen it happen 3 or 4 times. Whenever I start the love breakup topic on all the college sessions, either the mic goes or the electricity goes or something definitely wrong happens. I have no idea why. But anyways, that's the fun part of life and I just enjoy it. So I think, in other words, I most of my actions are done based on people's feedbacks and the system surroundings feedback. So I hope I have answered most of your questions with regards to what I want to talk to you about depression. So let me go back quickly. I think I have another 10 more minutes. Let me quickly talk about the 4 topics which Smith told me to talk about. Let me talk about that, and then we can work it from there, right? So I think my kid is on the other side knocking the door, wanting to say hi. I don't know why, but anyways, let me see. My wife have to take care of that. So let me go on that 5 main topics which I was told to talk about. One point is about anxiety disorder, right? Anxiety disorder. I'll tell you so many things. I was talking about disorders, right? How shyness is told as social anxiety disorder, right? Sometimes what happens is when you have ups and downs in life, you tell that you have bipolar disorder. So many of these words are related to real life issues. Guys, let's take the first topic, which is talked about, is social anxiety disorder. What happens in social anxiety disorder? Point number 1. No, not sorry. Anxiety, not social anxiety disorder. Let me just talk about anxiety disorder. Somewhere around, you have limited information about what is going to happen in the future. When you don't have a proper point of view about something about future, you totally build up a thing called anxiety. It is as simple as that. Don't complicate it. Anxiety from any point from that more, right? So you have exams, you didn't study, anxiety will come. Full stop. You don't know what your future is going to be. You don't have a plan. You don't have a backup plan. You don't have plan A, plan B, and plan C. Anxiety will come. It is very sure. So how do you remove this anxiety? Know more about the future, investigate more about the future, analyze and observe what you're present and what actions I'm doing so that I am much more safer for my future. Your anxiety will go. It's as simple as that. But what people make an issue, oh, anxiety, you have an anxiety disorder. Of what? Find out what you need to know. And when you know what you need to know about your future, anxiety will step aside. That is one point about simple anxiety disorder, right? People tend to think a lot about the future. When you don't have answers to your future, you tend to have anxiety disorder. Full stop, nothing more. Go and find the answers for your future. Go and ask people about your future. Go and plan about your future. Every step, every present, make it towards your future. I'm telling you, anxiety disorder won't be there. Second topic, Smith told me to talk about is about depression. Now, going to depression, I've talked my whole thing about depression. I told depression, holding fire. You hold on to fire, something you're not supposed to hold to. Though when you hold on to something which you're not supposed to hold to, you feel that issues, and then you fall into depression, and I've already talked about it. Eating disorder. Eating disorder have many factors here, right? But it all starts with the mind at the end of the day. When you lose interest towards life, which means when you're depressed, when you are building up all this pressure onto your hand, you lose interest towards life. When you lose interest towards life, you obviously will lose interest towards eating. When you lose interest towards eating, obviously starts affecting your health, and then further the depression gets triggered onto it. So the point is, when you don't feel like living, the first thing you would remove is eating, because eating is one of the main source of energy which gets into your body and which keeps you moving. So one of the main reasons as to why eating disorder happens is what you get into your thing, you have lost interest to get things moving, so you're going to cut it down, and then lastly you'll think that I'm going to catch my neck and kill myself. So I hope that has also answered the question. Last part is suicide. I completely told you the process. You take the fire, it goes into your mind, then it goes to your heart, and when it compresses the heart, which only knows to love, no hate, no overdoing stuff, it slowly it builds up that thing and overcomes that suicide thing of life. I hope I have answered most of the topics which you guys want to know. There is a certain thing which you needed to know for today. I think I have told that. That's why maybe Instagram kicked me out. So, Smith, I hope you're happy with till what I have done. I have almost talked for around 40 minutes. He told me to talk only about 40 minutes. And then I can go into my most favorite thing is question answer sessions. So Instagram, YouTube, my Instagram and YouTube, I'll take your questions after I'm done with Kshamta group, right? So Kshamta, feel free to ask me any questions with regards to this. I'm not cutting it because anyways I got cut. So I have another 1 more hour with you guys. So feel free to make it from that point, and then I will go on the serious side. I know many people, I've triggered many people to think in a different way. I've triggered many people. If I have done that, my justice to the show is done. Guys, life is very easy. Don't complicate it unnecessarily. Life is the most positive thing anyone can experience. Don't see it from a negative perspective. When you see things differently, things that you look at begins to change, was told by a great motivational speaker long time ago. I don't know who, let me see who knows who actually told. You know who told that statement? Okay, but anyways, there's many people who told it. Anyways, so as I said, I'm not a motivational speaker. Many people tend to think I'm a motivational speaker. I'm just talking the facts and the truth which you need to know, and that is it. Whatever question you ask me, I'm going to tell you what I feel only. I can be wrong, but it's just a point of view, and any point of view. So let me go into the question section and see if there is any question. Rufti is asking the first and the most interesting question, and the most favorite question, which I like answering: how to stop overthinking. Overthinking is normally because it happens because you have a lot of free time. When you have a lot of free time, the mind is going to think. Many people tell me, how do you control your mind? Don't waste your time to control your mind. Controlling your mind is a complete waste of time. Mind is a thinker. How the mind thinks, the heart beats. Heart knows to beat. Heart knows to pump blood. Hand knows to move. Muscles knows to stretch. Muscle knows to flex. Those are the characteristics of that body. But make sure that on a longer run, if your mind and your mind is a thinker, it keeps thinking. So my question is, the problem is not overthinking. The problem is, are you overthinking positive things or negative things? Because when you overthink something negative is when the problem arises. So if you're overthinking something that is positive, you have no issues at all. So let the mind think. Don't try to control it. Now, how do you control those thought process? Is what you're taking from the 5 senses. So 5 senses is what controls your mind. Make sure you put positive things into your eyes, yours, nose, what you eat, what you touch. Automatically, slowly, your mind will become positive. Do you get ever overthinking exhausted when you go and see a great waterfall or a great huge mountain or go and see the nature? No. When you have an animal or a pet with you, do you overthink? You get so involved in that animal experience that slowly, it starts working on your favor. So It is good to overthink, but make sure you only overthink of positivity so that you feel good about it. That's point number one. How to stop overthinking? Get busy. If you're not busy, you will not. So constantly what I say is you start jumping. When you keep jumping, your mind will stop thinking. If you really want to quickly start overthinking, do 10, 20 sit-ups. I'll tell you, your mind will stop thinking. When you're running very fast, your mind automatically stops thinking. So what you need to do first is get busy. Because if you're not busy, the mind is free, is going to pick something what I need to think, and it'll pick and start thinking about it. That is the second point which you got to be careful with. Next thing is overthinking is you only overthink when you have a lot of free time and you have some unanswered questions about your past and about your future. So if there's something about your past which are actually bothering you, you will start thinking. If you have something about your future which is bothering you, which you call a about your future anxiety disorder, you will start thinking, and you will say you have disorder. Get the answers about the past. Why this boy left me? Why this girl left me? Why my parents are like that? What's my family thing? Why society is like? Find the answers. The overthink will stop. And then see good things, hear good things, good musics, see good visuals, so that your mind thinks only knows. Mind can only think what you already know. So give it good things to know so that it thinks positively. I hope I have answered that question in the best possible way. So, oh my God, 6 more questions. Instagram, my YouTube. I'll come back to you guys later. Now, there's all tough questions, long questions. Okay, this is a question which is completely out of it. How do I motivate myself to do something? For example, studies, exercise, extra. This has nothing to do with mental health, but still the question is asked. I will talk about it. Studies, exercise, you should know why you're doing what you're doing. Automatically, you will be motivated. You should know why you're doing what you're doing. Automatically, you will be motivated, which means why are you studying? If the reason for studying is strong, you will be motivated. Why are you exercising? If your reason is for strong reason, you will be. Are you not motivated to eat your lunch, breakfast, dinner every day on time? Are you not motivated to celebrate your birthday every day? Are you not motivated to see your most favorite actor's movie every day? 99% you are. Why? That is important. So whatever is important, what is more valuable, and when you know the value, you will be motivated to do stuff, regardless of exercise and whatever it is. Okay, do you recommend adrenaline rush as a remedy to depression? Now, overthinking, you get adrenaline rush, is fine. But solution or remedy to depression, has nothing to do with the adrenaline start. What created the depression? Find the solutions to that. What's the environment which created that scenario into my life? Start fixing it, start winning over it. And that is how is the remedy for depression. For example, you had a breakup. Let's say, for example, you had a breakup. You had this breakup. Your next point is to find out why I broke up. Why this happened? Why did this boy leave me? What is the reason behind it? It's okay, he left me for a reason. Find the reasons and then build up that answers to what you're looking for this depression, rather than saying, he left me, I'm not worth it. It doesn't work out from my point of view. It's not fair. It's not justifiable. And then you go into the depression side of things, right? I hope, Prakar, I've answered that question. How to depress someone? Come on. Don't try to destroy other people's life. There's much more better other things which you have to focus on. So make sure you get that right. Staying positive all the time is almost impossible. What can we do to be in the frame of mind? Very good question. What you need to do is that, as I said before, if you want to stay always positive, see what is good, hear what is good, smell what is good, eat and taste what is good, hear what is good, and touch what is good, or feel what is good. Now you tell me how that is possible, right? Let me make it very simple for you. If you are watching TV, where a son is shouting back to the father. When you constantly see son shouting back father, son shouting at the father, son da 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 da, son da da da. When your father comes, by default, you are going to shout back onto your father. When you see a lot of negative stuffs, automatically your mind is going to be. I have no idea why people watch horror movies. Full stop. I have no idea. People say for the thrill, for the enjoyment, but what they don't understand is on a longer run, they're building up this concept called fear into them. And this fear gets transferred when they mature to different other things. So, best frame of mind, filter your 5 senses and stand guard in front of the 5 senses and make sure you only take positive things. Now, I'll give you my example if I want. I don't have cable TV on my TV, right? I don't read the newspaper at all. From the last, how many? Last 18 years, I never read the newspaper, right? I started reading it from the last 2-3 years, just because I'm talking to this crowd on a bigger stage. So I should know the general news of the world. That's the only reason I read it. Read news if you want to be a journalist. But then if you don't want to be a journalist and your newspaper have nothing to do about your life, go and read something which is much more helpful for your growth, right? If there is a housewife, the housewife have nothing to know about the world news. The world news is taken care of the other people who's working there, right? But then no, I want to know what is happening for what? Does it change your life? No. A girl gets somewhere harassed in Delhi, you are sitting in Hyderabad, and you tend to believe that is a big problem, this is going to happen to me, and you start building up, you begin to mistrust, you don't trust your cousins, slowly you think that my brother can also harass me, slowly you think your father can harass me. The more you expose this negative thing, you become weak mentally, and when you are weak mentally, the lion is always after the deer that is weak. But if you are weak, automatically it will bother you on a longer time, right? I hope I have answered that question with that regard. So yeah, so do that, and I think everything else will be fine. Next question, what is mental breakdown? So see, there's a lot of things. See, when you say mental breakdown, what I ask people is, give me an example or a scenario of what this mental breakdown is, right? So there should be a scenario, because when you say generally mental breakdown, many ways you can see it. For example, some children tell me that when they go for an exam, their mind completely blanks out. The mind completely blanks out. You can say as a mental breakdown, but then my question here is, her fear is built up on such a high level that she sees her first question, she promised her parents she's going to get 100 out of 100, she sees the first question and she can't answer it, and she realizes that she can't get 100%. That problem becomes much more bigger than her actual answering capacity, and that is when she blanks out her mind during the exam. Many people ask me, how do you blank out? This is the reason. Blank out always builds up some bigger topic which actually hits you onto your head, and you tend to forget the concepts which works out from that way, right? Okay, what's this next question? Have you ever met a teenager with genuine clinical depression, or are they all deceived themselves? Till now in my life, everyone have deceived themselves. Right? Sorry to say, guys, but I have talked to thousands of kids. I've chatted from the last 3 years. Every night I chat with 3 or 4 kids on a daily basis. I have to do calls every day on a daily basis with various kids. Everyone starts with a depression or a disorder or an OCD or an AHDD, what's something like that. And they come with a conversation and they end up, I have screenshots of people who at the end believes that they don't have that depression. So till now, whoever I met, everyone is deceived, and no one till now is under that clinical. Guys, simple way to understand. If you can talk happily with me, if you can talk in a genuine point of view with me, I'm telling you, no, you're not clinically depressed. Clinical depressed are people who are sitting in the mental hospital, not sitting in this city and playing around. You're just going to make it bigger and bigger with time. Oh my God, which question is this? Oh, how do I pick the same topic again? Okay, what's this next question? I've got really negative around with everything going on. What is your suggestion for this? I see, Desai, what you can do is, if you want, you can message me personally and we can have a further discussion. But here you're giving me a very general topic. You're really negative around, somewhere around, it is just working against you and you're not having a clear understanding as to why it is actually negative. Every negative experience is something life trying to teach you. If you work on those teachings, if you work on those concepts and you win over that negative won't repeat. What I tell people is very simple. Every tear which falls out of your eyes is something life trying to teach you. Every tear which falls out of your eyes is something life trying to teach you. Make sure you learn that lesson, because if you don't learn that lesson, negativity in your life will keep giving you the same thing again and again and again, and work it up from that point of view until you learn that lesson. So negativity is there for you to something to learn. But it's, you asked me a general question, Ritvi. So if you want a detailed discussion, message me and I can figure it out for you. Vaishnavi's question: how do you stay motivated? Somebody who how do we motivate someone who seems depressed? Talk. The problem here is that is you assume, right? So Vaishnavi, from your question itself, how do you motivate or / support somebody who seems depressed? You yourself in the first point is assuming that he's depressed or she's depressed. If you go with the assumption that the person is depressed, you can never motivate or you cannot support them. So for me, when someone comes and says they're depressed, I have an attitude, crap, he's nowhere close to depression, and I talk to them. So it's the energy which you give them which starts the process, and you counter them, and you counter with that energy first, and then they will open up with time. So the first thing is to motivate them, you have to make them talk. What actually happened? Some people will talk to you, some people tell you lies, some people can fake with you. I know many girls and boys who talk to me with a fake account. They're completely zero followers, zero following. They have come just to talk to me with a fake name, but I still talk with them with the intention that it is something very important for the world, of important for the people, right? So never ever assume a person is depressed and talk with them. Go and he's fine. He just have some downs in life. Let me just know more about the downs. So I make sure that way you go. That's point number one. First, you have to be motivated. They don't have depression. Then only you can help them with depression, right? I hope I have answered that question, Vaishnavi, and then take it from that point. Okay, so one guy has typed in Hindi. It's very difficult for me to read Hindi. So are there any coping factor to deal with effective with stress? Oh my God, this is another favorite topic of mine. Stress normally happens because somewhere around you are doing some things either over than what you're supposed to do, which builds up stress, or you have less planned yourself and you're caught in the middle and you get stressed. So why does stress comes, Neha? You didn't plan something suddenly happens, you're not ready for it, stress builds up. If you plan, would stress come? Point number one. Second thing is, you have plan A, you have plan B, and you have a backup plan C. So in case you fail, the stress won't come. You go to plan B and go and jump in your plan A with a long time. Where is stress? If you're not on time, automatically you build up stress. So my next question is, if you start planning everything on time, would you have stress? Whenever you are late, you are stressed. Be 5 minutes early, your stress is gone. Everyone else will tell you sorry. So what is the... Guys, we create everything. That's what I'm telling from day one. Everything is created. What you don't understand is, how do you create all this? Somewhere around, holding on to the fire, doing things which you're not supposed to do. That is what builds up the stress. You're stressed about your future. Why? Plan. You're stressed about your exams. Why? You didn't study. You don't know what the question paper is. You have a fear of your exams. Cover that. The stress is gone. I hope, Neha, I've answered the questions indirectly. Some questions I will. Okay, Neha. Oh, Neha has more questions. Guys, I don't even see the name. I just randomly click the question, right? Masculinity is often mistaken as not expressing feeling by a lot of men. Any word of advice for them? Neha seems like asking this question on behalf of someone which is most important to her. Okay, so masculinity and femininity. I support both things at the end. At the end of the day, both are humans and it has nothing to do with masculinity and femininity. Emotions are there equally on both people, but what happens here is that you don't understand, stop differentiating men and women. Both are created for a specific reason, both are created for a specific action to the world, and focus on that. It is not compulsory. You got to express your feeling to everyone. Your focus is how do I grow? And full stop. Some people express, some people don't express. Let it be whatever it is. But at the end of the day, crying. Now, many people talk about expressing feeling. Guys, crying is a positive thing. Get this point very clear. Crying is positive. There is nothing negative about crying. You release out the pressure which you can't manage by crying. It is simple as that. Babies cry for milk. They cry, they get the milk. Right? When you have a lot of pressure which you can't take it on a longer run, cry it out. It is okay. But don't go and cry in front of people. They think that you're weak. But that is a human's perspective. So it's a personal call. It has nothing to do with masculine and being a feminine. So it's their wish if they want to express it or not. If they don't want, it's their call. Let them do what they want to do rather than masculine or not, right? Inconsiderate people irk me. How do I get over that feeling when it's college stuff? Smile. See, the problem here is that some people have so much of this high self-respect that when someone calls them a dog, you feel like you are a dog. If someone calls me a dog, do I become a dog? No. Right? So what you need to do is that there is always a lot of free people, which I call the uncles and the aunties and the college staffs. They have a lot of free time. They randomly pick different students to bother you and work it up from that point. So what you need to do is that stop, smile, ignore, think you're sitting on top of the elephant. Think you're sitting on top of the elephant. Let the dogs bark. What difference does it make for you when you are focused on your growth and nothing more than that? You are there in college to study and make a difference, not being irked by how do you say IRK? I have no idea how do you pronounce IRK, right? So your time is not to get irritated by them. Your time is to focus on your growth, and work it up from there. Yeah, that's what. Oh, my battery is getting over on the other phone. That's very strange. Just 1 second, guys. Okay, so that's good. So, I'm doing so many things together. I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram here, I'm on Instagram on your profile. So kindly adjust with that. Okay, Samir Ahmed is asking, what books do you recommend that would help in maintain positivity? My recommended book, I always tell everyone, there is no greater book than your own life book. Study your life, study your past, study your culture, study your family belief, study your family, whatever it is. That is the book which everyone has to learn. Whatever religious books which you have to learn about you, guys. Knowing about the world, knowing about that, what is happening in the world, the books, the self-motivation books, and all that is just entertainment. Many people read books purely for entertainment, right? Many people read books purely for entertainment, and those books are completely a waste of time. Novels, waste of time. All these things are waste of time. Go and find what your story is, what my failures are, How do I improve from that failure? How do I work on from that failure? That should be your focus. If you're done with that, go and ask what your mother's story is, father's story is. There is around 50 plus 50 years of mother, 50 years of father of education, which you can learn from. So the greatest book is your book first, then your father's and mother's book second, then you have your religious books, which is the message of God or whatever it is. If you don't believe in God, forget it. If you believe in God, that's the side of things which you have to read. And I think you automatically will figure out most of the things and positivity which you want to know in a very short time. What I tell the biggest problem with this world is they're too involved in other people's life that they forget to live their own life. If this is understood, I'm telling you, most of your life will move towards positivity. Manav, how would you advise a person to get out of social stigma around the importance of mental health? Now, when you say about social tell, what's social tell me? It's the same thing, right? Sometimes some people ask me this complicated English words, which I think he means social or there's a societal. Okay, what is societal stigma? Okay, I have the meaning in Wikipedia. Is a disapproval and discrimination against people who have Okay, so yeah, so I'll come back to that. Samir, thanks a lot. You liked it. Okay, go ahead. So let me go. My Instagram, my Facebook, my YouTube. Once I'm done with Kshamta's question, I will get into it. Get into Instagram. So just give me some time until that. Betty Wilson, just give me some time. Let me just finish this and I'll come back to you guys, right? If I didn't reply anyone, make sure you DM me on my profile and I will reply to you in my best possible. Any issues, if you have some issues, make sure you message me and work it from there, right? Societal stigma, I think in simple words, discrimination. That was an easier word, right? How do you advise a person to get over with around the importance? Stop proving the society of what you truly are. Guys, stop proving. Why? Who are you proving against? You're just wasting your energy proving people. So what you need to do is focus on your growth. Keep focusing on your growth. Do what is most positive answer, and then keep working towards that. Automatically, it will be proved right if you're on the right action. Society will always have a lot of free people. Most of the elder people in the society, which I call the uncles and the aunties of the world, I'm telling you, it will destroy you on a longer run. Stop giving time and attention to the uncles and the aunties of the world. They randomly pick, today I'll pick Manav, what happened? If you get 99, uncles and aunties will come. You lost your 1 mark because you have a relationship with a girl or you didn't study well and all. If you get 100, today you copied. I know, because you copied only you got 100. Uncles and the aunties. So understand from that point, everything will be fine. So, Neha has many other questions. Neha has more questions. How we deal with low and rejection in life, especially in this pandemic. For me, this pandemic is the best thing which ever happened to my life. I have opportunity to talk to so many people sitting in Abu Dhabi, talking to all my Indian brothers and sisters. What more is great for me? Or else I had to travel around the world and give all my sessions and I have an opportunity. Pandemic is the one best thing. Let's go back a little bit of pandemic, right? Before this coronavirus, whenever I went in any colleges, most of the kids tell me, sir, I don't have time for my dream. I don't have time for my life. I am completely filled up with studies. Now you have all this free time and now you're telling, I can't do anything. Yeah, now is the best time to work, best time to grow, best time to study, best time to do your business plan, best time to get your health in control, best time to spend time with your family. When I went in corporates, when we go on corporates, right? When I do a session of corporate, the biggest example, they always say life and work-life balance. My family, I don't have time. Now you have all the family time and now it works it from that point. I think some people are having issues on my Instagram. Guys, this is an exclusive show to Kshamta group. See that? And all my Saturdays, Sundays are exclusive sessions for specific group who wanted to have a session for me. If you want to do a similar session exclusive with you, message me that you want to do a video conference and I will do it with you, right? So if you feel I'm unfair to you, arrange a session, what Kshamta did, and I'll be there exclusive to you. Saturdays and Sundays, I do exclusive session with personal people, personal groups. So every Saturday, upcoming Saturday in the month of October, I do it with Kshamta group. So all the Saturday of October is completely booked. I hope you're not feeling bad about my answer, but that's what I want to say. So what's happening here is, Amu, I'll come back to you guys. Just hold on or message me and I'll come back, right? There's, sorry guys, Kshamta, there's many people on Instagram complaining I'm not giving attention to them. Every other days, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm coming live. I give full attention to my group. Saturdays and Sundays are exclusive, right? How to deal with low and rejected. Okay, so now low and rejection, right? What happens here is when you are low, the question here is that why are you low? What you had before the pandemic that now you feel you don't have, you have low. You have your mother, father alive with you, be happy. You have your brothers, sisters, be happy. You have your close friends to talk to on the phone, be happy. You're live on the session, Neha, be happy. Find happiness in that first, because at the end of the day, only these things will remain with you. Everything else, what is outside is never there with you. So see it from that point of view. Rejection, people will reject you. That is the beauty of life. Maybe this is the other problem, right? I told you, right? Papa, give me, Papa, give me, Papa, give me, Mama, give me, Mama. Oh, rejection. How it is possible? How did they reject me? And there you go. It works it from that point, right? So see it from that point of view. And then slowly, you will understand that it is not rejecting. Somewhere on you're not worth for it, due to which you're getting rejected. So it's not they're rejecting you. It is you not worth for them, due to which they are rejecting you. I hope I have answered the question. Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi, that's a beautiful song always comes into my head. Vaishnava Jana. That's Vaishnavi, right? Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's a beautiful song. How to break ice and get people talking with mentally bothered about what's mentally bothering them. Okay, see, guys, I always tell people one thing. If you're only mentally fit or positive enough, you have to go and help the world. If you're already negative and you go and start helping people who are actually mentally bothered, there are chances that they can transfer their energy onto you and then you go mentally crazy. If you revolve around with a lot of depressed person, you will end up being depressed. So make sure you don't spend a lot of time with people who are totally depressed. On the other hand, it works against you, right? So see it from that point of view. And Instagram, my Instagram, YouTube, if I'm still you're not happy with it, tomorrow 5:30 on my show, completely exclusive on my Instagram, right? So this I'm doing especially for people who have asked me to come from both points. There you go, Smith's answer. At times we are surrounded by negativity or competition. How do we maintain our focus mentally? Okay, now competition is not negative. What I tell people is make it very simple, is what you need. Okay, Vaishnavi got her answer. All thanks to God for that. Next question is by Smith. Smith, always thanks for Smith for bringing me to your Kshamta group, for doing this part of the show. So I have to give top priority once this question comes in. So it's not negativity or competition. I would obviously say stop competing. If you don't compete, there's no winners and losers. What you need to do is that you got to compete from yesterday to today and keep improving yourself from yesterday to today. Keep improving last month to this month. Keep improving last year to this year. You are competing with yourself. I never compare with myself with any people who do what I do. I have 57 people altogether. I'm talking to around 80 to 90 people altogether on YouTube, Facebook and all. But my focus is very, very simple. If there's 90 to 100 people, if there's 5 people, if there's 10 people, if there's 50 or 1 people, I will do my talk. I'm not here to compete. I'm going to give my best to each and every single person who's sitting here, and that is it. My point is focused on that. Can you control me? No. If the numbers drop, I'll say, oh, my competitor have this much. You're not focused on that. Keep doing your best and keep doing what you're really good at, and full stop it there. Let the competition do whatever they want. But I will keep growing. It is best for me to utilize my energy and my thought process onto me rather than thinking about my competition as to what they're doing. You set the bars and let the competition come running towards you rather than you looking at competition and trying to set a bar. Right? Again, I never focus on competition. Right? There are people, speakers like me, they come weekly once. I come every day, 5:30 on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, every day. Can someone beat that? I don't think so. Maybe there are people who's doing it. I really don't know. But I'm sure that no one is coming every day, 5:30. Okay, the TV show guys, yes. But I don't think anyone is coming every day. So I'm not competing anywhere here. I'm doing my best. Initially, I was doing it 3 days a show. Then I made it 4 days a show. Then I made it 5 days. Now Tuesday, I'm doing exclusively Hindi. I'm trying out my Hindi language. Now I have only Friday left. I don't know what. Maybe I have to do my Malayalam language on Friday. So I'm not competing with anyone. But when I talk, I'm going to give my best to the world. And I'll keep giving my best to the world. That's all I'm answerable to. That's it. I'm focused on myself. I'm focused on my growth. I'm focused on myself. And that is it. Forget the competition. You're competing. There's a winner and a loser. Don't go in the battle of the winner and the loser. Say that you're sitting on an odd island and work it up from that point, right? I hope, Smith, I've answered the question in the best possible way. Sir, do you think 13 reasons why is a good show to watch? Sir, do you think 13 reasons? What is 13 reasons now? Guys, you asked me these 13 reasons. Is it a show? 13 reasons why? Okay. 13 reasons why. 13 reasons drama. I have no idea, man. All I know is all these dramas is completely a waste of time. At the end of the day, stop wasting time and watching other people's show and making them rich. Find out what you need to do and make yourself much more richer compared to that. But yes, I had a look at it. It's a Netflix show, right? We spend a lot of time on Netflix now. For what? For whom? Who's growing? See, guys, what you don't understand is that every minute you're talking or seeing something, is it helping me grow or is it helping me reduce? Is it helping me grow or is it helping me go down? Think from that point of view. Automatically, you will see your life changing. You can live like a normal person watching the TV, watching the shows, and live it from that way and take all the negative and positive thing which comes into your life. But then my question here is, who's getting rich? Celebrities, right? People asking, do I know Malayalam? Yes, I know Malayalam, right? How do you attain peace and positivity in my life? Keeping yourself calm in tough situations? Is it my question to me? How do you attain peace and positivity? I only see what is good. I only hear what is good. I keep telling you, 5 senses, only good, and full stop it there. If you full stop it there, automatically it will be completely in your control and you will calm automatically, right? What you don't understand is the peace. I don't know if you saw my last post. The peace is within ourselves. But when you go outside looking for it outside is when your true peace gets destroyed. So stop looking outside for positivity. Stop looking for peace for positivity. All you need to look into yourself. What do I need? Keep doing that. What my family needs, keep doing that. Once you're done with that, what does the society need? And keep doing that. But make sure you don't get misused in the process. Oh man, Neha is asking beautiful questions. I'm really impressed. Sir, is stress eating a thing? Often makes us feel guilty. What can we be done about it? Most of the stress eatings happens when you're watching TV or watching some stressful things on TV, right? So it normally happens when your control of your few of the senses is focused on something that actually forgets the eating process because you're so involved in TV, involved in a crisis, or involved in that. So what you need to do is that whatever you're involved in it, shut it down. Your stress eating will stop automatically, right? Right? If there was an award, I will give Neha Singh the award for the best questions asked for the show, right? So and even studying, right? So when you're studying, you're focused on that, you just eat, you just forget that because you're so involved in that, right? So and that is what you got to do. So if you want to stop stress eating, you need to stop that stress first, right? What creates that stress? Studying. Am I studying properly? Is there something bothering me? And then from that point, now guilt is a different thing altogether, right? Guilt is you have done a mistake and later you say, oh, I shouldn't have done the mistake. That is guilt. It's as simple as that, right? So what you need to do is that it's rather correct your actions now than sitting and work it up from that. Mithil Shah's asking, watching TV is not stress. Go ahead, watch TV. But after some time, 20, 30 years, that TV will bring stress to your life automatically, right? Okay. Okay, does keeping your mind occupied with other tasks help in controlling emotions? No. Emotions is completely different. This I'm talking about overthinking, which I told you about getting occupied onto your mind. Controlling emotions is more about doing what you love doing and not expecting things in return, right? Thank you, Coffee, for your feedback, right? So what you need to understand here is Manav, emotions is normally happens when you're expecting something back in return. When you're expecting something back in return is, for example, I'll give you my own example. As I told you before, I do all my sessions completely free. For me, it doesn't matter. You give me positive feedback or negative feedback. It doesn't make any difference for me. For me, what I need to do is quite very simple. Is when you do something to me, I don't accept it. When you say thank you, all thanks to God, I don't want any credits. I don't expect anything from anyone. If there's one person, if there's one listener, I'm going to speak. If there's 10, I'm going to speak. If there's 100, if 1,000 also, I will keep speaking as long as there's one person listening to me. My focus is on that person. Can you control me? No. If I'm giving a session I gave maximum, I think I've given for 800 to 900 students at one shot. And that show went almost for 2.5 hours. Everyone was shocked how it went for 4.5 hours, how they sat, the whole group sat for that many hours. The question here is, you keep giving your best, full stop. Don't expect anything return and back. People give you negative feedback and positive feedback. Observe it, analyze it. It's good for you. Take it or forget it. But I am not taking it to my heart, and that is it. Can you control my emotions? No, my emotions are completely in my control. Now, if Smith right now tells me that, oh, Smith, sir, your show was crap, and another 20 people are saying the show is good, my focus goes on that show is good. One person says bad. Smith, what happened? What any improvements your suggestion would be? No suggestions? Oh, sorry, man. It's a fake comment. I have better things to do. It's my pleasure. I'm not going to take that feedback into my head and get emotionally fluctuating. Emotional fluctuation only happens when you're expecting something in return from people. Guys, see, if you really look at it, in my whole conversation, I'm just trying to make your life and make you see life in a very simple way. Life is very simple. Don't complicate it unnecessarily. That's what I'm telling people, right? How can you frame procrastination? Gauri Verma is asking the question. Okay, procrastination is a choice. You procrastinate stuff which is not important for you. You don't procrastinate stuff which is important for you. Do you procrastinate your lunch? No. Do you procrastinate your dinner? No. Do you procrastinate breakfast? No. Do you procrastinate celebrating a birthday party every day? No. Do you procrastinate your favorite movie? No. Do you procrastinate the Netflix TV show if you're into it? No, all these things you don't procrastinate because you know it is important some way for you. But my question here is again very simple, is that why it is important for you. When you know why a thing is important, automatically it will work it up from that point, right? So procrastination is normally happens because it's not important for you. Oh my God, there is more questions coming here. I don't know how long I have to go. Smith, you can always tell me to stop when I'm done, when you need to. I'll go on until people ask me questions. That's the craziest part. Maximum, I've gone 3.5 hours continuously talking, answering questions. The principal knew me. So they said, go on until you can answer questions, right? As I tell people, you can ask me any question between birth and death. That's what I tell people. And I go on until I get the answer to the best possible way. But let's keep it on mental fitness. Instagram, my YouTube, I'll come back shortly, right? Until Kshamta doesn't finish, I have to keep going, or until Smith says, stop, I will continue doing, right? Do you think stand-ups or something like that are stress busters? If not, would you suggest? Why do you think, why is Neha crying? Neha, please don't cry, right? I really don't know why you're crying. I don't know if it's positive crying or negative crying, right? So yeah, or it's because you got the award, which I told, Neha should get the best award questions for the questions which she asked, and you fell in that, that happiness tears which is coming. Okay, so let me go into Shah's question. Do you think stand-up comedies or something like that are stress busters? Guys, you know why stand-up comedies are doing very well? The most of the, the Kapil Sharma show and most of the other shows are doing very well because what's happening here is people work, people study, people work, do their family life, and they message so much. So they want to remove the stress. They watch these stand-up comedies where the stand-up comedians make fun of themselves, or we can continue if you can rejoin for some time, please. I'm fine with it as long as I think you guys have more than 1 hour now. My Instagram has gone long. I'll just continue as long as I can answer the question. I just want to get done with all the questions and then relax and chill, right? So Kshamta can last as long as you want us to last. Let's see who wins there. Is it Kshamta or me? Right? Just joking. So, guys, my objective is get your answers. As I tell everyone, meet me once, clear all your doubts, and forget me. That's my thing. I tell everyone. I want people to forget me once you're done with answering, getting the answers, right? So, why the stand-up comedies are doing very well is because people build up a lot of stress and then they want to remove the stress. Now, if you go on the IT people, right? IT in Bangalore, if you have noticed that, they will work very hard, they'll build up the stress, they'll get into alcohol, they'll do the disco, they'll go and sleep, then they'll go back, go into that crazy cycle. On a longer run, it hits your health. Longer run, it's health. It heals your physical fitness and your mental fitness, and it starts working on. If you find happiness in other people's making fun of other people, obviously your life will be also joked with a short time. So see, I've been telling from day one here, not day one, the time I started, don't expect to use stress busters. Stop the stress. Like last time I did a session for all teachers, and one teacher said that, sir, stress is a part of life. I said, like, no, stress is not a part of life. And don't take stress for granted. Somewhere around you're doing something wrong, fix it. The stress won't be there. Then why do you need a stress buster? Why do you need the comedy shows? Why do you need these Netflix? Somewhere around you want to forget about the stress, overcome the stress. Why do you listen to loud music? You know why most of the people are headphones now? Headsets, listening to loud music? Because they're so stressed in their life. They don't want to see the world. Close their eyes, close their eyes. Music. The world has gone that way. So think about it from that point. Why eating a lot increases happiness? That's a very good question. It's not quite sure why increasing a lot is, because at the end of the day, our body is used to eating every day. So what happens is when you eat your favorite food, obviously that flavors which is there in your tongue directly triggers your mind and you feel good about it. It's as simple as that. If you eat chili constantly, I'm sure that won't increase your happiness. It is eating what you need in your requirement and see it from that point, right? I hope I've answered the question. Ajmer, there's more questions coming in. What's the ideal way to help a friend having anxiety? Sanskriti, the problem here is that I'm very bad at seeing a third person's point of view and giving a third person's advice, because the problem here is I really don't know what is actually creating it. And Sanskriti, you really don't know what is their complete story and what is actually create them, right? So I can't give third person's point of view because no one knows the complete story. And as long as I can't know the complete story, it is very difficult for me to tell anything, right? Is it healthy for us to have expectation, hope from others? It's unhealthy. Full stop. Nothing more. You expect, there you go, your emotion fluctuates. It's that. Guys, if you really look at it, when you're angry, you've expected something. When you're sad, you've expected something. When you're happy, you've expected something. Every emotional fluctuation is purely related to your expectation. Reduce it. You will be freed from all the emotions which you are struggling with. Finally, Neha has smiled without crying. So that is good. How do you overcome the problem of sleep paralysis? Now, what is sleep? Guys, don't ask me these complicated technical words. I need to understand I have to understand what is sleep paralysis state during waking up, during waking up 47 is that which person is aware but unable to move or speak during episode one may okay. So see, the thing is rightly weird. I really want to know if you have actually experienced it, or is it a general question which you're asking me? Because if it's a general question, because this is something a little bit of a psychic related stuff, when I'm really looking at this, I really don't know how long it happens. So there's many factors here. When I'm looking at the meaning in this, so my laptop is down, so that's why I'm looking down. Yeah, so what I need to know is, the thing is, do you have the problem? If you have the problem, message me. I need to know more understanding as to what you go through in the complete process and what could actually create this sleep paralysis. What you're seeing before you sleep have a very good factor into it. That's point number one. Second thing is, why you're going through this experience and which builds up this fear. Is it just a dream? Smith, I've got the notification to get out of this Instagram as soon as I can. I have 2 minutes time to get out of it. So what do I do, Smith? Do I get out or come in, or do I stop? I need Smith's notification very quick. Smith, urgent. I have 1 minute, 35 minutes to do. Do I go down and come back? Do you guys want me to come back, or you're happy with what I'm told? Right? Come back? No? Yes, I have 1 hour, 24 minutes. Smith says ha. Smith says no. Smith is shocked. What did I talk? Which guy did I bring for the show? He has completely messed up our, psychiatric things of life, So because I kind of challenge Smith, what you do this. Come back. Sneha says come back, come back. Okay. So I will sign out. I have 2 comebacks. I have 3 comebacks. And your call, sir. Smith gives it on to me. Come back, come back. So I have, okay, I'll come. I have no problem, guys. As long as you have questions with this regards, I will come back. Or my question, guys, come back for 10 minutes. Okay, yeah, come back for 10 minutes. Or do you guys want to come to my Instagram? It's already live, continuously going non-stop, so I can give justice to them. Or you guys want me to come back? You guys want me to come back, or you guys join me on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook? Smith, what do you want me to do? Do I come back, or you guys join me on Instagram? So there's lot of people who are here. People are telling me to take rest, but I'm sure. Come back, come back, come back. Okay. Okay, 17 seconds. I'll come back. I'll save this also. I'm going to just save it generally. Okay, come back. Guys are all telling me to come back, so I need to come back. Why I can't save it? Oh my gosh. Yes, Instagram, my YouTube. I'm very, very sorry that, I couldn't respond to it. So I'm really sorry that, I was just really busy with that. Let me just finish these guys, right? Just give me a second. Let me just save this. Please save it. YouTube, Facebook, it's already saved. Instagram, it'll be obviously saved. It's still going on. Let me just get over with these guys. 10th of October. Okay, fine. Next. I'll just put at the rate. Deek Parassini. Just a second, guys. Just a second. Mental, MEN. Mental fitness. I'm just saving my thing on their IGTV. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so let that get saved. So, sir, can you come back? 10 minutes. Smith has come here. Come back. Smith, I was just saving this thing and I'm going to come back shortly, right? Just give me a second. Okay, Smith, let it get posted onto your stuff and then I will come back. Hey, Harshit, Mishra, thanks a lot for joining in. It takes some time for them to upload. Sir, take some rest. I'm fine. I'm good. I can go on talking until questions come. I'm just okay. That's posted. So let me go back to Kshamta live and go scrolling up. There you go. And boom. Oh, and boom. Oh, and boom. Yeah. Okay. So there you go, live again. So I hope Instagram, you guys enjoyed this show. Right? Let's just give a couple of minutes for people to join. They will take some time to join. Smith, I'm back there. All right. Hi, Sandeep Reddy. I hope you guys enjoyed. Smith, I'm back. I'm back on Kshamta. I guess I'm on Kshamta's profile only. Yeah, but I don't see anyone joining. There people have started joining. Right? So yeah, Smith, I'm back again. So guys, I have lost all the questions. I was just taking some time for it. Oh, my screen has to be flipped up. Yeah. Okay, so this is the background. I hope you guys didn't see it. So that's Deek Parassini live, and there I have Kshamta here. So if you go on my YouTube, you will see it much more better. But Instagram is all on the straight side. YouTube is a complete crisp background where you people can see it in the best possible way. There you go, guys. I have lost all the questions, so sorry for that. I hear Smith nobody come back for another 10 minutes. So Smith, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I hope it was worthwhile. I hope you don't feel that you have wasted your time being a part of this. So it's good to know everyone has joined back. So the questions have come again. Nakshatra, I'll come back to you for sure. Sir, is it said that we should channel our anger and stress in a positive way? How would you suggest one should do that? No, you should never channel your anger or stress in a positive way. You have anger, go and fix it. What is creating this anger? What is actually create? So anger is a suppression which you have built on a longer time. So that suppression, you have built it on a longer time, which you are actually creating the concept called anger. Shah, go on my YouTube at the rate of Deek Parassini. Have a look at anger management. That will clearly tell you how to get out of anger completely, right? I need mental fitness thing so that I can reply to her. How can we take care of our mental health during this global pandemic? First of all, stop watching coronavirus news and go pandemic news. The day you stop watching that, most of your mental stress will go out automatically. Stop watching the numbers. Just be alert on what the government and what rules and regulations are changing with regards to COVID, and that is it. Remaining or everything else, don't get into it. That's the best way to take care of your mental health in this pandemic. I'm going fast replying so that everyone gets the answer. Azant Cat Ray. So what's your view on social validation and attention people crave on social media? Okay, so what happened? Why is my baby crying on the other side? So what's your view on social validation, people's attention on social media? I know many people who have such beautiful profiles on social media, but when they look at that social media thing, I've talked to many kids. girls, boys, beautiful profile, beautiful thing, but completely broken out inside, completely depressed. They don't have attention from the parents. They don't have. Now, why people need social media attention so much is because somewhere around their family don't give them that validation or attention which they're looking for. Somewhere around their family doesn't give validation which they are getting from. It's as simple as that. So guys, when you don't get things from people, they go on social media to get that from those people. It's as simple as that, right? So give them attention. They won't need attention at all. Arya, how to deal with body issues which leads to stress and low confidence. Stop comparing yourself. Oops, I think I've zoomed too much. Yeah. Stop comparing yourself, because if you compare yourself is when you have issues with your body. For example, for me, it doesn't matter however I look. If I spoil my hair, there you go. I spoil my hair. It doesn't matter. I can talk my show with my spoiled hair regardless of what you people think about me. It doesn't matter, right? So, but obviously I'll set my hair because that's how I want to look, right? Anyways, now it's spoiled forever, right? So what you got to understand here is that if my hair gets spoiled, if I truly know who I am, it doesn't make any difference to anyone. I always tell people one thing: love yourself first. Automatically, it will make a difference to you. It doesn't matter. I have a face. I have a mark on my face. I have a mark on it. Doesn't matter. When you say, did you ever notice this 2 marks on my face till now? I'm sure no one has noticed this 2 marks. Maybe who already have a mark on the face would have marked this. But if you have a very clean face, I'm dead sure 99% of you didn't notice these 2 black marks on my face. When you are going and giving out positive things, body image, how you look, doesn't matter. But once you compare yourself to look in a certain way, I don't know, I think I told this last time also. The world is gone so crazy that every curly hair wants a straight hair. Every straight hair wants a curly hair. Every fat person wants to be thin. Every thin person wants to be fat. Every fair person wants to be dark. Every fair person wants to be tan. Every dark person wants to be tanned. Every scar on the face wants a clear face, and every clear face wants a tattoo on the face. The world is being always sold. This is the power of marketing, right? Marketing always wants you to do your opposite. So if you're fair, be dark. If you're dark, be fair. And they sell the product of both opposites and make you a gimmick for what they want you to sell. I hope that is answered. Neha, is crying considered as weakness? At time I frequently make a childish. No way. Crying is one of the best things which you can do. It releases out a lot of pressure into your system. But make sure you don't get into a way that you get used to the crying process. When you are loaded with lot, cry it out. But then fix it so that you don't cry again for the same reason. Crying again for the same reason is doing the same mistake again and again, and working it from that point. What do you think? There is social association with mental health conditions? Stigma association? Yes, there is. People have taken it as a trend. People have taken it as a way of living. People have accepted some of the things as normal. Guys, stop accepting these mental health conditions as real. It's all a fantasy which is being put into it. Disha, your question is, please sing Kadi Wale Aya Ghar Se Kar. Oh my God, that is too much Hindi for me to do. That's it, guys. I don't have any more questions. So that's it. I think I've done with Kshamta. I don't have any more questions with regards to mental fitness, because then I need to move on to my Instagram and Facebook. People who have been constantly watching from here, patiently waiting me to come back. If you still want to join, I'll be answering on my @Deek Parassini Instagram or YouTube. Just search for my name on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Smith, I think I don't have any more questions in the question section, which means I have done justice to the show. And I hope it gave you a different perspective to a complete concept about mental fitness, mental health, mental everything. It is nothing to do with mental. This word called mental fitness is also a negative word. It's best to put mind fitness, because mental is saying, oh, this guy is mental. So your mind is driven by that mental. You has to be fitted. So make sure the words which you pick, mental health, right? So you're saying mental means hey, you're mental. No, that mental you're trying to remove. So make sure you select the name from that. Someone messaged me, hello sir, attend your session today, need counseling. Okay, I think it was a personal message which popped up from my thing. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. So next Saturday, Kshamta, I will meet you guys. I forgot the topic which Smith picked up. You know, I don't plan for my sessions. It just comes naturally as the questions come. I work it from that point. It's a pleasure for all your feedbacks which you have given, that you love the show, that you like the show. I hope you have understood a lot. As I said, if you like something, make sure you share it to the world in my name or in your name. Doesn't matter. If you like something what I told, put your name underneath and spread it. The messenger is not important. The message is only important. So let the message spread. So slowly you become positive, your family becomes positive, the world becomes positive, and slowly everything in this world becomes positive. But I'm sure there are always negative and positive will be equally balanced regardless of whatever it is, right? Thank you, everyone. Kshamta and everyone, thank you. And special thanks to, what was the name, who asked me all the great questions? Neha Singh, for making it very, very interesting. Because guys, you can make me, you can utilize me in the best possible way. Because if you ask me the right questions, I can give you the right. Oh, there's one more question, which is, come back here. Whose question is it? Can stress leads to anxiety disorder? Yes. Again, I don't believe in anxiety disorder. You're just defining and putting these names which you're worried about the future, and you're putting anxiety. Guys, you know, let me give you this thing. Shyness, social anxiety disorder. Shyness, people are introvert. Their characteristics is introvert. They're okay to be shy. Don't try to make them an extrovert. You're telling them, a social anxiety disorder. Get this point very clear. Now, you have this ups and downs in life. You can't manage it. Bipolar disorder. Every life problems, it's linked to a disorder. Life problems is not a disorder. That is the main thing I want to tell everyone here. I hope I've answered the question and my job for today is done. I hope you guys have understood everything with regards to mental fitness. And I'm sure anyone who have been in this session don't need to know anything about mental fitness anymore. That's what I tell people. Meet me once, clear all your doubts, and then forget me, because I will tell you how to be self-motivated. And once you're self-motivated, you don't need me or any other motivational speaker or any other book. That's what I believe in. It is a pleasure, guys. Thank you to the whole Kshamta group, and special thank to Smith for bringing me here. See you Saturday. This is for Kshamta group. Tomorrow, Monday, 5:30, Instagram, YouTube, 5:30, I'll be there. Is the Ask Deek show. You can ask me any question between birth and death, right? Thank you, guys. See you. It is a pleasure. There you go. Finally, guys, I'm on the serious stuff of things. I'm done with Kshamta, and I'm back. Hiranandan official, I have told your name. Oh my good gracious, there's 42 questions in my questions section. I don't think I can answer all of this. Guys, if I didn't answer your question, I will come back tomorrow on the Ask Deek show, which happens every 5:30. You can ask me any questions during that time. I have 42 questions. I feel really bad that I should have told this show's private show. I think I did mention here it's a private show. I'm just coming here live so that if there's something you guys want to learn, you can learn. That's the reason I come on this. I know you see my quality of the videos also low. I'm using a different phone. The other phone is used for the Kshamta show, right? So it's a pleasure, guys. So yeah, and I think I really want to answer your question. Deek Parassini, I've talked completely about how to be mentally strong. See positive here, positive listen, positive see, and go from there, right? Nakshatra, yes. Sir, are you going? Lioness Sona, I can stay here if you want to. I have no issues with that. Give me questions. That's what I would say. Nakshatra, my manager scolds me daily for not attending standards set by him. It makes me sad. What are you going to suggest me? Being child is okay. I'm 22. I have fear of being judged or being stupid. Now, if your manager scolds you daily, you go to find out why is the manager actually scolding me? Is there some things which I'm not doing correctly? And make those corrections. He will stop scolding. But then if you're still making the correction, doing it wrong, and still he's scolding you, then something problem with him. What you need to do is keep surviving in that job. Once you get a new job, move on to it and work it from that point. Right? I hope I've answered the question. Right? That's it, guys. It's a pleasure. That I hope I'll come back tomorrow at 5:30. This show went really long. It's almost 2 hours. I'm continuously talking. I think I have done justice to the show. If you've missed anything, make sure you share it in your way. So if someone ignores you, is it a perfect solution? Delete them from your life? Yes. Delete them. You're not obliged. As long as it's not your family, it's okay. Remaining all, it's all fine. So take those special actions and everything will be fine. Right? Please tell me how to overcome negative people. Please, Linus Sona, I've already told you with regards as to how and what you need to do to overcome negative thoughts. If you put positivity into your eyes, 5 senses, you won't have anything negative. Right? Negative people, ignore. Deek Parassini, even though if they're friends, remove. Friends are all temporary. You're not supposed to hold on to them for a long time. So make sure you ignore and move on from it. Right? So that's it, guys. I hope I answered most of the questions in general with regards to mental fitness. I will come back tomorrow. See, the problem Saturdays and Sundays is an exclusive show. It's exclusively done for Kshamta. You can have a look at that. See, it's a Kshamta show. Right? So that's the reason I don't take your questions. How do you ignore people? They're using you. Go tell them, thank you very much. It is a pleasure. I'm happy dealing with you. And today onwards, I won't be dealing anymore with you. And move out. You don't need to ignore. Just move out of their life, right? Sandeep Reddy, you're not answering. What's your question, Sandeep Reddy? Thanks a lot. Smile, please, for the salute. I salute back to you for being on the show for such a long time. I hope many people have learned a lot in the show. I hope it was a learning experience for you people. And yeah, for me, it was one of the most interesting sessions I've done after a long time. I was think that, most of the people do talk a different perspective on mental fitness. So it's just my different perspective, right? That's it, guys. Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure. See you tomorrow at 5:30 on the Ask Deek show, where you can ask me any question between birth and death. Shrishta, you're amazing. Your words are always most precious. All thanks to God for that. How do you build interest in studies, especially mathematics? You should practice mathematics. Mathematics, you have to write and study. Only if you write and study, your interest will come. Why are you studying mathematics is the next thing you need to know. Because if you don't know why, automatically it will not work for you. Right? So is being childish okay? Be a child. See, I'm like playing like a child. I have no problem. I can remove my shirt. I can enjoy my shirt. But I'm staying as a child, living as a child. Live as a child. Promotions is a different thing. If you do your performance, automatically it will work on your positive things. Right? Don't focus at the age of 21. Don't focus so much on promotion. You grow. Start growing in all fields of life. Automatically, that promotion, if it's needed, will get. Now, irresponsibility is a different thing, right? You have to get responsible with time. That can work against you. That's it, guys. Thank you. Tomorrow, 5:30 on the Ask Deek show, where you can ask me any question between birth and death. If you've learned from me, I'm going to move this onto my podcast also. Many people told me to put on podcast. This audio will move to podcast, right? Thank you, everyone. It is a pleasure. I forgot about YouTube. Hey, YouTube video, thanks a lot. It's a pleasure. I totally forgot. I didn't. Thanks a lot. See you tomorrow at 5:30 on the Ask Deek show. And thank you for being a part of this big show. It almost went for 2 hours, the longest show I did after a long time. Thank you.